that person's license plate says, "Oh yeah." Good choice, dude. Good choice. All right, so I guess to kind of try to give you a rundown real quick of what's going on, or what I'm doing. Going to a family member's house. It's just right down the street. It's illegal. It's just right down the street. Got to hang up, I think 7 or 8 blinds or whatever. Shouldn't be too bad. Just got to knock that out. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the day. It's 2 o'clock. I've been getting late starts lately. My freaking iPhone, like iPhones, when they die and you plug them in, they automatically turn back on when they got enough charge to be able to turn on. This phone, when you first get them, you're supposed to let the batteries completely die, and then you charge it up, and then, you know, keep that cycle going to keep a healthy battery, blah, blah, blah. Android doesn't do that. So it died, I plugged it in, and I fell asleep. Well, it never kicked back on like my iPhone would, so my alarm didn't go off this morning. I'm glad I learned that on a weekend and not on a weekday, especially like on a school day. I'd say they're coming along nicely. Well, I'm done with this job for today. I managed to break 2 drill bits. I broke my drill, covered in drywall dust, which that's no big deal. But what sucks is I broke my drill. Bits are cheap, the drill is not. But I was putting a screw in and it slipped and the thing fell and hit me in the face. And I dropped the drill and it just split the drill in half in the handle. That sucks. I mean, they're old. I've had that drill for almost 6 years, but that sucks because that's like 200. Well, it's about 150 or so to replace it. That sucks. Still going out getting on runs. I was gonna use the app until I just got rid of my iPhone. So I downloaded another one that doesn't tell me what to do. I just kind of do my own thing. But it would tell me the distance, the pace, the time, like all the good detailed stuff that I need to know. By the way, how's this front-facing camera? This is on the S8. Looks good on the screen, but see what you guys think. So you want to talk about noob life? I just shot like, I don't even know how long, of clips of me going over this phone, actually giving you like my full-on opinion since I've used this phone for an entire day now. Roll what I shot. Yeah. I forgot that I shot a time lapse in like the hyperlapse mode of the Sony earlier, and I never changed it back to regular mode. So I just shot that whole like review in hyperlapse form. Okay, so to basically, like, I really don't want to do that whole thing over again. Basically, to kind of sum up some key points here. Point number 1, a lot of people complained of this touch sensor being on the back of the phone. I can see that being a big problem if you don't have a case on it, but because there's a case, it squares around here, and like, you see like this little ramp? I mean, you fall right on it. Boom, phone's unlocked. It's not a big deal if you have a case. If you don't have a case, I can see that being a big deal, but it's perfectly fine for me. And I got like a super slimline case because I didn't want to put a case on this phone, but I told the people at Verizon, I'm like, if you've got a case that is insanely slim, I'll get a case. And they did. Super slimline, nice and smooth. I'm good with it. Point number 2. iPhone, Apple. One of my biggest complaints on a filmer, YouTuber's point of view, when you shoot a time lapse with an iPhone, here's the button, you hit record. What's on the screen? You got what you're shooting, the button to stop, And then around that button is a circle that tells me nothing. That is pointless. There's no point in that circle. Samsung. You go to the camera. You shoot their hyperlapse form. You hit the record button. What's on the screen? 2 sets of times. The one in parentheses is shooting real time. How long you've been shooting. The time to the left of that is how long the time lapse will be after it's sped up. Do you have any idea how important that is? Every time lapse I've ever had to shoot on this phone or the 6S, which I don't have anymore, but I have this one, you always had to guess. Like, nah, I think it's been this long, that's probably good enough. Now, never have to guess. The one time, just the real time, is the most important, but I'm telling you what, knowing how long the time lapse is going to be is so awesome. I wish the Sony did that. The Sony only tells you how long it's been recording, and then, but after so long, you kind of know, okay, 5 minutes is going to give me, X amount of time. So it's nice that they put that in here. I like that. Now, just using it for the one day, I found a couple bugs. One of them is one of my email passwords didn't save for some reason, and it keeps complaining that it wasn't able to sign in. So I go to fix the problem, I go into the email, and I click the name to fix it, to type in the password. You click it, and it just disappears. So I can't fix that. I've rebooted the phone, I've done an update, nothing has fixed it. So I'm going to probably have to erase the email and just re-add it probably, which is no big deal. It's an easy fix. Like, that's no big deal. The last 2 things I want to go over with this phone. One, the camera, the front and the rear camera. Oh my gosh. It's insane. The front-facing camera, you've seen a clip of me doing my run with the front-facing camera. What? That's mind-blowing. Like, that front-facing camera is better than the rear camera of any iPhone put out thus far. Like, I don't know why I like Apple struggles with their cameras. Even like their new MacBooks. The cameras that they're putting in these new MacBooks suck. What are they coming out with, like 720? I forgot what it was, but there was a big complaint about it. I understand they're trying to keep everything thin, but come on, guys. Like, you can't sacrifice on cameras these days, especially cell phones. You got to come out with high quality stuff. And then the rear camera, me and Deanna went and got some dinner. I took a picture of the sunset. I'm going to post it up now. Oh my gosh. That picture quality is ridiculous. The last thing I want to talk about that I can really I feel like I confidently can talk about, these headphones. They're made by AKG. I think Samsung owns them because it's a separate company, but I think they own them now. Look what this is made out of. It's like a fabric. It's tangle free. They don't get tangled, which is like the biggest, like that's a standard for headphones these days. Like I feel like you have to come out with a cable that doesn't tangle. I have Apple headphones somewhere. I don't know where, but they're around here somewhere. But they're made out of the same material. Anybody who owns anything Apple knows that these cables suck. The charge cables, the headphones, they suck. This material, it looks nice when you first get it. It feels nice when you first get it, but they're weak. The ends always break, and this stuff just gets nasty and garbage. These are nice. Super high quality fabric. Now, the one complaint I had with them was that they didn't stay in my ears very well, but I found a solution. They come with these extra ends, which is awesome. Apple, they're that hard plastic, one size like fits all type thing, which is dumb because that's like they don't form to your ear. So like people with average size ears, those headphones work great. Deanna has microscopic ears. She can't wear them because they don't fit. They're hard plastic. They hurt her ears. These things come with extra ends. She slapped them in her ears last night. Fell in love with them. They are insanely comfortable. You don't even know they're in your ear. But the problem I had is when I went on a run with them, they would fall out. They'd fall out of my ears. They wouldn't stay. Constantly had to put them in. It drove me nuts. But I switched the ends on them to the bigger ones. And then now I put them behind my head and then I wrap around my ear. And then like that. Still insanely comfortable. You don't know they're there. And they don't fall out. I don't care how hard you try, they just don't fall out. So my complaint with them has been resolved, so now I can't complain about them. Amazing headphones. And considering that these are like over $100 by themselves and they just come with the phone, that's nice. Kudos to Samsung for that. So basically I'm going to end it with that. There's some other things that I could go over with the phone, but I feel like only using it for a day, I'm not set to say anything yet. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing about this phone. I promise I won't talk about it anymore until I feel more confident talking about other stuff or actually have reason to talk about it. So expect tomorrow to go back to a normal vlog, just my regular routine. I know these past few ones have been kind of vague. I've just been trying to get back in touch with myself. I feel like I'm getting there. I feel great. I feel better than I have in a long time. So expect good content, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.